Unapologetically T, and I am here with a video. And you know, today is Mother's Day. Today is the first Mother's Day I've ever spent alone. And when I say alone, I mean without my child. So like, I always spend Mother's Day with my kid. I either would do something for, you know, my mother. So like, I would spend a day doing something with my mother. My kid would be with me. I would also spend Mother's Day with my partner. Sometimes you'll hear me say, you know, my deceased husband, my partner, whatever. He's deceased, so I used to spend Mother's Day with him as well. So like, I would split, you know, my time with my mother, and then also embrace and do a Mother's Day of myself. But I never had a Mother's Day where like I did not have my kid. If you've been paying attention to my journey or my story, like, I always have my kid a lot more than most mothers. I think most mothers, you know, I do know, they have balance and have like a village and all that stuff that they can trust. Get a lot more free time than I have been experiencing on my own journey, but my journey is my journey. And I'm starting to learn that I go through these things, you know, to tell my story, because there's other people out there like me and they're going through similar situations. And so for me, this was the first time literally waking up on Mother's Day, spending Mother's Day weekend away from my child. The first day, like, you know, it was just regular. And then it was like, when I woke up on Mother's Day, like, it just felt weird, like I didn't have her there. But I actually ended up, you know, relaxing and, you know, praying that, you know, she's all right. Also addressing that, like, I'm not a bad mother because I'm not with my child and it's Mother's Day. Like, why do I feel conditioned about a holiday that was created? And fun fact, the woman who created it, I learned recently, and it's like I've been new, but I learned recently that the white lady who created Mother's Day literally created Mother's Day out of love for her mother. Her mother always wanted a day for mothers, and she really wanted the day to be written about, she wanted it to be about like sending letters, like written words, and like just sentimental things for your mother. It was never intended to be spending all of this money. It was to be some sentimental, hands-on love for your mother. But it was never meant to feed consumerism. And this lady, she went to bat to create Mother's Day, and, you know, it grew legs and grew arms, and consumerism happened. And the same fight that she put in to get this holiday, she started to fight to get rid of the holiday. But it was too late, because America had realized that Mother's Day was very lucrative and they wasn't going to dare get rid of it. So the same thing that she fought tooth and nail to build, she saw that it grew into be something completely off-centered and just not the vision that her mother and her had for it. So I did learn yesterday, talking with someone else, that she was actually from Virginia. And when I post this, hopefully I can remember to put her name in the description box, because she should be honored. She did try to do something good for mothers, but good old America with those 3 Ks, feeding that greed, you know, changed it to something else. So literally, this is a man-made holiday. Why am I feeling bad because I don't have my kid? And if it's to celebrate me and me being a mother, then I should be doing something like that brings me peace. Me and my best friend had planned to get together. She lives a busy life. My life is definitely all over the place. And so we had literally made plans to get together, and we didn't realize that we had made it on Mother's Day weekend. And so like when I did come down and I was like, I had forgot all about it was Mother's Day weekend, because literally in my brain, I didn't even intend on celebrating Mother's Day this year. Not out of being morbid, but like or cynical. Like, it was just mainly because for me, I no longer have the desire to bond and connect with my mother past the level of, this is someone who has given me life. She has done a lot of good things, right? But a lot of the bad things that has happened, and it's not even just what happened in childhood, it was how even once again as an adult I tried to address these things with her, how she treated me, how she responded to me, even as an adult when I was going through and dealing with different things, how she cared for me and how she was treating me. So it was literally, if I want to have a healthy life, I can't have, love for abusive people, because then I'm gonna start trying to people please her and all that stuff. So I had to be very strategic and thoughtful and caring for myself when it comes to how I deal with my mother. And so like, it was just like, I knew like I didn't want to celebrate Mother's Day with my mother besides saying happy Mother's Day to her, but I didn't really want to like go out and have this experience or this memory with her. And I do know that she's getting older. That was one of the guilt trippy things that I used to do to myself, because she's getting older. She won't be here. I can't never say who's gonna go first, but like if we're going by age, she won't be here longer than me. But if we're going by life circumstances, we never know. So, but just, I used to allow that to guilt trip me into feeling like, I had to people please, and I had to pretty much deal with shit that I shouldn't have to deal with, regardless of how long she's going to be here. And so just was protecting my peace around that. Mother's Day looked different, so I guess you can call that grief. Grieving what Mother's Day used to look like for me. And then, so for myself too, I also like was always celebrated and appreciated by my partner on Mother's Day. And mind you guys, like, prior to me learning about the history of Mother's Day, period, I grew up knowing what consumerism was. Because I just was never a materialistic person, for real. So I grew up knowing what materialism was. The partner I picked to live with for that long, like, we both bonded on a lot of things, because like we just saw bullshit for bullshit. Like, so we both agreed. He was Muslim. Like, we both knew that Mother's Day was a consumerism trap. We know Christmas is a consumerism trap. We know all these holidays, Valentine's Day, all this stuff is consumerism traps. But so I've always been like aware of that. But however, my partner would still choose to celebrate those holidays for me, and I would appreciate it, and I liked it and enjoyed it. So if you're still participating in consumerism, I can't judge you. But for me, it just felt like I was mourning what Mother's Day meant to me. I also was mourning, the mother figures I've lost, even outside of my own mom. Like, I lost my grandmother. She meant a lot to me. I lost my sister. She meant a lot to me. So it's like, I definitely was mourning Mother's Day, but it ended up turning out beautiful, and I ended up making Mother's Day something different. Me and my best friend, like, I always wanted to try like that plant place where you build like a plant terrarium. And it's actually funny because my best friend was like, when I brought up the idea, because I was like, do you want to make a rug? Y'all know I like doing arts and crafts and stuff. Like, that's my happiness. So I was like, when we was thinking about ideas of what we could do, because we was actually supposed to go to DC, but I had car issues, and I was just like, you know what, like, fuck it, it'll be cheaper, and I can go on a wish and a prayer to be, at this distance and trying to go all the way up north. But we had made like loose plans, and things just ended up not working out right. So like we just ended up trying to figure out something we could do locally. And I said, like, you want to make a rug, you want to paint, or do you want to build a plant, like make a plant terrarium? So my idea was that we do a plant terrarium at the place. I think it was like in Currytown. So if you like from Richmond, they have like this plant place. I think it's called the Plant House. And I was gonna like, do it there, like pay for us to go there. But then she had said something like, yeah, we could go to like Hobby Lobby. Let's do the plant thing. And she was like, we could go to Hobby Lobby and we can go, get the stuff. And I was like, yeah, and we could stop at Lowe's or Walmart or something and get the plants. And I was like, that actually, like, I wasn't even thinking about like doing it ourselves. And so I was like, yeah, that would be good. And I was like, we even can go to Dollar Tree and see what, like what's there. So we literally ended up going to Walmart, and we had to kill two birds with one stone because she had something come up. So I ended up going to Walmart and buying some succulents and some cacti, and I bought some rocks, and she has some soil. So we literally, and then I bought like these containers for us to put it on. She had to go to Dollar Tree anyway, so like she got the like the water, the self-feeding water thing, which was cute because it was shaped like a little mushroom. And like we literally, spent time with Mother Nature. Like we was out in the sun and we did our little project, and we ended up loving it. It turned it out great. She's a mom, but she's a fur mom. She has a fur baby. And and I'm ready for her to have a real baby. Not that he's not real, because he's definitely real, but I'm ready for her to have some kids. But that's all God's timing. But yeah, like I really enjoyed spending Mother's Day differently. Like I spent Mother's Day with the earth. I spent Mother's Day with my best friend. It was just so much needed. We got to talk. I feel like I do these videos and I haven't really been like, I've been talking with my friends and stuff like that as much as, they're possibly free, or like, cause I just don't want to feel like I'm burdening them. But like, I really feel like I get to talk. I'm getting to a point where like, I'm getting to socialize more. I kind of feel like, it's like if you ever been locked up and like you come home and you just feel like, you slowly readjusting to life. I feel like that's what I'm going through. Like I'm slowly readjusting to the basic parts of life of like, socializing and talking without taking everything so personally and being triggered by everything. So like that's growth, and I feel like I'm healing. We literally was talking about conversations and like, we didn't agree, and like it didn't make me like not like her because we didn't agree. It just made me feel like, we can agree to disagree. Like we need to start talking about it because I don't agree with you and she don't agree with me, like, and that's it. But we typically agree on everything else, so like it's cool. Like, so it was just cool just seeing my temperament get better. Like, and yes, the fuck I do be angry in here, and I live in a world where I'm supposed to be angry. I think if you're living in this world and you ain't upset, something's wrong. You need to get in touch with your feelings, because the atrocities that is happening in this world and you're not upset, that means that you are desensitized, and you need to work on feeling your feelings, because I'm not gonna stop feeling my feelings, and I'm not gonna allow America with 3Ks to shame me for anger and guilt I feel because somebody is mistreating me, because somebody is killing me, because somebody is draining me, because somebody is abusing me. Like, I'm not gonna hide my anger. I'm not gonna shade my anger. What I will do is work with my anger, acknowledge my anger, and try to transmute my anger the best way I can so the universe can use it and put an end to this stuff. Because I am mad, but I'm mad at those who deserve it. So just learning that, like, both things can coexist. Like, I can be fucking angry and still, like, not take it out on the people I love, like, or just be angry when it's called for me to be angry. So it was just beautiful to acknowledge my temperament, to work with the earth, socialize with my best friend. It just felt so good. I did start to miss my child, and that's when I'm on the road ready to go back to my child. Like, funny enough, like, she hadn't even texted me, she didn't even call me to say happy Mother's Day. That heifer went on Instagram and DM'd me and said, I know today is Mother's Day, so I was thinking you probably wanted Chinese food and you wanted to share it with your daughter. And I was just like, bruh, you ain't even told me happy Mother's Day, and you telling me what you think I want to eat. Like, just because you want to eat it, just because you know I'm out and you can't get fast food on a regular basis, like, you trying to maximize, you know, she trying to make sure she's straight. And I'm just like, bruh, you ain't even, she gonna tell me something. I posted you on my story. I'm like, but you didn't tell me. You didn't even tag me. And she was like, my friends are crazy. Like, one of her friends be blackmailing her with, like, pictures from when she was little. So, like, she don't be wanting her to know about Instagram. And I think, too, because, like, I am so publicly open, like, kids don't be wanting their friends all in their goddamn business. So, but she gonna have to get used to it. She got tough skin just like her mama. So, but I just be tripping because, like, me and my daughter have, like, this morbid cynical way that we talk with each other and we joke with each other. And I was like, I just love that she can express her feelings, and we are working on expressing her feelings in a healthier way. But a lot of times I realized too, like, the reason she expressed her feelings the way she expressed her feelings is because that was how I was expressing my feelings with her. Like, I'm not saying all things are learned through parenting, but also I am saying that, like, your kids are paying attention. And so when I started to wake up and, like, see, you know, sometimes her attitudes and how she handled when her feelings are hurting, it was like looking in a mirror, and I didn't like it. And then when I would respond to her, I'm responding to her out of the same I don't like it attitude that she giving me. So it's just the balancing act and me learning, you know, things as a mother, learning it new ways, learning how to mother a different type of way than what was given to me, because I was given that old school Jim Crow survival shit, and I just feel like my daughter is not living in those times, and neither am I. So I'm just there with things like that. Like, but we joked, and I was like, I guess I can get you some Chinese food since you're the reason I'm a mother anyway. Like, so we joke. But she usually does something like hands-on. Like, she'll make me a card. She makes her own cards, and she writes in them. Sometimes, like, Dante would, like, give her money to buy me stuff, but most of the time she know I love cards, so she literally will handwrite cards and give them to me. I'm a handwriting card girl, but I do buy cards as well. but I do make my own cards sometimes. My best friend is like me too. She does handwritten cards. It's some other people I've met. One of my neighbors, she used to do calligraphy, and her cards used to be really beautiful, like far as the handwriting and stuff. I'm more of like, I like to draw. I like to draw on the cards and stuff like that. So, but it was fun. It was just fun tapping into like doing something different for Mother's Day. It was actually pretty cool. And our plant terrariums turned out really freaking cute to me. She liked mine's more than she liked hers, and I liked hers more than she liked mine. And I was just like that. And I was like, let me like mine. It's like, because it's always like human design or like somebody else's stuff more than your stuff. But I was like, let me focus on loving mine. And so that's kind of like where I'm at in life, like just focusing on loving myself, loving my life despite the trauma, despite its beauty and all of it. Like just like my mom, like my mom fucked up royally in a lot of areas, but my mama fucking made me trying to go too. She made me trying to go. She made me very observant of people, and like she won't let nobody get over on her. So she taught me those type of things too. But at the same token, she didn't realize that she was perpetuating abusive cycles that would make me, you know, a little off balance. A little, like not a little, a lot off balance. So my mama did teach me some good things. So on Mother's Day, I can't acknowledge that. I think just like the grief that I have with my partner is the same grief I have with my mother. It was very hard for me to like just write her off, because my mother did things right. She did some things right, and she pushed education. She made sure, you know, I had the school supplies, like to have the education. Shit, I ain't even give a fuck about the clothes and the shoes. Like, make sure we got Crayola. Like, make sure we got the pencil that started with that T. Like, make sure we got the name brand school supplies. That's what I wanted. Make sure we got that. And she would. So those like taking care of the things that I liked. As far as like toys and educational stuff, like we definitely had things. So but I think that was her lens of parenting. Her lens of parenting, because she was deprived as a child, was to be a provider of things, and she only felt like she fell short of parenting when it came to being a provider of things. She never realized that being a parent was, you know, being emotionally intelligent, and unfortunately, you know, because she wasn't emotionally intelligent, I always like to think of her as emotionally dead. I wasn't protected, and I was abused a lot. So I never acknowledged it. I feel like the way I should have, I always put her on a pedestal, and it's like enough is enough. And both things can coexist. A person can do right in your life, but a person can also be very fucking detrimental to your life, and you gotta see if the good outweighs the bad. As a child, I really didn't have a choice. As an adult, I had an undying loyalty to her, and it's like now I'm starting to see that it doesn't matter the title of these people that you are born to. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and we have to normalize not allowing people to be abused because it's their parents, because it's their aunts, their uncles, like these authority figures in their lives. So on an individual level, like once we start to address those things, we will be less inclined to allow a system, a government, or anybody else to abuse us because of authority and the power that we give them. To me, I don't want to have connections with people who abuse me. Like, I'm tired. I'm just so tired. And I think I made a video about like how painful it has been, just like conceptualizing like a complete rift from my mother. Like, the bond of a mother with their child, like that is 9 months of time spent on average for the average child and the average birth. It is 9 months of a connection that is out of this world. It is a deep bonding. It is a deep bonding. That baby knows that mother's stress. That baby knows that mother's pain. That baby knows that mother's happiness. That baby knows that mother's joy. That baby knows their mother. And I feel like nobody talks about how hard it is to break that connection when you come up in like these severely abusive situations, and then it also perpetuates and normalizes that you should deal with abuse because that's love, because that's what you're taught as a child, like that's love or that's family, like you just tolerate it or you deal with it. And I definitely have come to a point where like if the good don't outweigh the bad, like it can't stay. And this is one of the ones I've struggled with. Like, I really have to pray to God about helping me completely break free of that toxic obligation, that toxic guilt of this is my mother. And it's been a process. It's been a process. It's been a process. It's been a process. And I just keep praying. I keep, asking for healing and growth. And I do know that once I'm gone, that also is a factor. Like, when you're actually in that household, I think one of those parts of my journey was like, I hated it the most. Like, I hated it the most. Like, why the fuck would you return me here? And then it became something where it's like, but how many other people are going through this? And how many, like, young adults are going through this? Like, I'm not even just a young adult anymore. Like, how many young adults are going through this who cannot financially support themselves, cannot get out and go somewhere else? Even if you do say like, well, you can go to a homeless shelter, a lot of people don't even know how to navigate that. And then you got some services out here that ain't even for the people. It's not even designed for the people. It's designed for people to be in and out, coming back, a revolving door. Is not really getting to the root causes of issues and how to stop homelessness. So I don't know, it's been an experience of like realizing that like there's other people who are going through this and they don't know what to do, they don't know how to handle it, and they're just like getting sucked into this repeated abusive cycle. And it's hard. Like, I've been hard on my prayer. I do know like once I'm gone, it'll probably be a much easier experience. But until then, I'm trusting and relying on God. I am rewriting my own memories, as far as like new ones, and just knowing that like I am a part of writing my own, life, and it doesn't have to be what it used to be. And that feels good. That feels good that I can make new memories and do new things. And so my fat ass is about to go get me some cake. That's probably why my face been breaking out, because I've been eating sweets again. But I've been going through shit again too. And so even though it's unhealthy to cope with these sweets, I'm gonna do it. And that's why I always be honest and transparent with y'all, because I am human to a certain degree. And sometimes I feed this flesh. I just gotta make sure I have balance. But right now, the world is unbalanced, and when I say the world, I mean the people, and that does affect the world. So I'm gonna give me some cake so that when I get back to the middle of nowhere, that I have a comfort food. But I'll be back probably to do another video, but I just wanted to share that, like, I got to experience a new Mother's Day way, a new way of celebrating Mother's Day. I think every Mother's Day I want to celebrate in the earth, with the earth, doing something to give back to the earth, to nurture the earth, or just sitting with the earth. So literally, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. No matter how you're a mother, whether you birthed them, whether you a auntie mama, a grandma mama, you know, like whatever mother you are, single mother, a mother who has a support system, because it's still hard, and I know it is. I mean, I know raising a kid is hard regardless of what supports you have. Like, so to all the mothers, happy Mother's Day. To all those who have lost your mom, whether she's living or dead, happy, I'm not gonna say happy Mother's Day, but I send you love and compassion and understanding. I can't understand the ones who have like physically lost their mothers. That's a pain I have not experienced. But I definitely know the pain of having a mother that's living and the connection is just dead. So I do send love to both. There are people who are grieving this Mother's Day just like I am, and I send love and compassion to you. Anyway, try to make it the best day possible. Try to always see the bright side of things when it's plausible. So sometimes some situations don't call for the bright side. But sometimes, even when it seems like it sucks, you can find the bright side of things. And today was one of those days for me. So take care of yourself, love yourself, feel your feelings. Don't let nobody make you feel like you can't feel your feelings. Feel your feelings, be you, stay true to yourself. And I'm gonna go get some cake because I'm having a fat girl moment.